Good morning. Today I'm reading in Galatians chapter 2, verses 6 through 10. But from those who were of high reputation, what they were makes no difference to me. God shows no partiality. Well, those who were of reputation contributed nothing to me, but on the contrary, seeing that I had been entrusted with the gospel to the uncircumcised, just as Peter had been to the circumcised, for he who effectually worked for Peter in his apostleship to the circumcised effectually worked for me also to the Gentiles. And recognizing the grace that had been given to me, James and Cephas and John, who were reputed to be pillars, gave to me and Barnabas the right hand of fellowship, so that we might go to the Gentiles and they to the circumcised. They only asked us to remember the poor, the very thing I was eager to do. And the poor would be the poor in Jerusalem, and we know, through Acts and Corinthians, I believe, there was offerings taken up in these Gentile churches, even for the saints in Jerusalem. Okay, I went ahead and commented on this in this way. At first glance, it seems that Paul was disrespectful of the leaders, some apostles, who were in Jerusalem. Paul's point was that God was using him in ways that he wasn't using some of the others. One Christian's ministry is no less important than another's. A pastor's ministry is no more prominent than those in the church who work their secular jobs and seek to be a testimony for Christ in those places. They can minister where the pastor can't, for instance. We all have our own particular spheres of influence. Sometimes they overlap with the spheres of other believers, but there is a particular shade of influence that each of us have been given God's charge to fulfill. So we're to be faithful in the gifts that God has blessed you with. For our reward is based on our faithfulness to our task, not our position in the church. And that is so true. As the apostles like John and Peter, even though they did minister to Gentiles at times, their focus was for the Jews, and Paul's for the Gentiles, and so they were to help him with that. So just be faithful in what God has called you.